Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by the Epoch Times, amid threats from Iran to completely blockade the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a commercial container ship was attacked in the Persian Gulf on Monday, June 1. The Panama-flagged vessel, MSC Sariska Via, experienced two explosions approximately 40 nautical miles southeast of Iraq's Wermo-Qasr port. Iraqi officials and maritime authorities reported that at least one of the blasts was caused by a drone strike, which left a significant hole on the starboard side of the ship's hull. The onboard fire was subsequently brought under control, and no injuries have been reported. In response to the escalating tensions, the U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, announced that it is actively communicating and coordinating with commercial vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz to guide them along safer routes further from Iran. However, military officials clarified that the U.S. Navy is not actively escorting these merchant ships, noting that President Trump's Project Freedom escort initiative remains suspended. According to a report by Cites, Iran has finalized the state funeral arrangements for its former supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed in a joint U.S.-Israeli airstrike in late February 2026. The three-day state funeral will take place in three major cities: the capital Tehran, the holy city of Qom, and Mashhad. Tehran officials expect an unprecedented crowd of 15 to 20 million people to converge on the capital to pay their respects during a scheduled 24-hour marathon funeral procession. The funeral had previously been postponed indefinitely due to security and logistical challenges posed by the massive expected turnout. Following the ceremonies in Tehran and Qom, Khamenei's body will be transported to Mashhad, where he will be laid to rest at the Imam Reza Shrine in accordance with his final wishes. Authorities are preparing high-level security measures in Mashhad to accommodate a huge influx of foreign pilgrims from neighboring countries such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India. According to GG Press, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio expressed optimism during a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing on June 2, stating that a negotiated agreement to end hostilities between the United States and Iran could be reached in the near future. Rubio revealed that Iran has accepted the resumption of nuclear talks, noting that a breakthrough might occur today, tomorrow, or next week. However, he emphasized that the first condition for a finalized deal is the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial global maritime choke point for crude oil transit currently blocked or restricted by Iranian forces. While Rubio cautioned that there is no guarantee, the negotiations will lead to an agreement acceptable to the American public. He expressed hope for the restoration of free passage through the strait and the commencement of substantive nuclear discussions. According to CTV News, the Canadian Department of National Defence has finalized a $2.6 billion agreement with the United States to purchase 26 MIDS 142 high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS. The deal, completed in January through the U.S. Foreign Military Sales Program, includes an initial stockpile of munitions, training, and support services. The acquisition is a major component of Canada's 2024 Defence Policy Update, aimed at providing the Canadian Army with long-range strike capabilities. While the rocket systems are not expected to be delivered until 2029, Canadian troops will likely begin training on the platform beforehand. The precision-guided HIMARS systems can strike targets more than 300 kilometers away, vastly upgrading the Army's current howitzers, which have a maximum reach of 40 kilometers. Under Canada's offset policy, the manufacturer, Lockheed Martin, is required to invest an amount equal to the sale back into the Canadian economy and integrate Canadian companies into its global supply chains. As reported by the Asahi Shimbun, the remains of 7 Ainu ancestors have been repatriated to Japan from London's Natural History Museum. At a ceremony held in London, Masaru Okawa, the 81-year-old chairman of the Ainu Association of Hokkaido, formally accepted the remains, expressing deep relief that the ancestors are finally returning home. The remains, which include individuals from Hokkaido's Otoshibe and Mori villages as well as the Kuro Islands, were collected and donated to the museum between 1866 and 1911. Some of the remains are linked to a documented grave robbing incident in 1865 involving the British consul Francis Howard Vyse. While the museum noted that precise documentation confirming the connection is lacking, Museum Director Doug Gurr acknowledged that the remains were acquired in ways that are unacceptable today and expressed humility in returning them. This repatriation reflects growing international pressure on global institutions to address and return indigenous remains acquired during the colonial era, following previous returns to the Ainu from Germany, Australia, and Scotland. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.